back to Road to 1500 Elo on chess.com. This is technically the same day 2 that I uploaded before, um, but I want to keep playing, so let's just keep going. Maybe this will be like a standalone video. I'm not sure if going forward if I'll do multiple games per video or standalone videos, whichever one like is just better for YouTube that maybe people want to watch more. So I'll figure that out as I go. Let's go and hop into another game here. I don't know what the heck that is. Oh, I meant to play the Caro-Kann with c6 actually. I don't know why I played d6. Well, let's just play e5. Is this like the French or something? d6, e5. Let's go for this. Connect these pawns here. Develop. Do I want to develop this knight? I could develop the knight, push the pawn. Takes, I take back, or I just take that and yeah, I'll just do that. Actually, I need another attacker on that square. Push this pawn and try to bring the knight in here so I'm not so congested. Yeah, I do want to open something up, make space for this knight to move somewhere, be able to move this bishop and castle. So let's just go ahead and take this. I can go ahead and move this knight up. Take. Yeah. Actually, I don't want to get forked here. Yeah, let's just... bring this knight forward. And then maybe can end up getting it onto the square on d3. Which would be a fork, but he could just trade it for this. Trade the knight for the bishop. Knight h4. Let's just put the bishop here, and then if he does trade it, then I do have that fork. And his knight just isn't very useful, I think, over here on the edge. Now, if I'm able to trade this bishop, then he's no longer able to castle on his king side. Then I also have the possibility of going queen a5, and then I have 3 attackers on that pawn. To take. Actually, does that work since the queen is the second attacker? I think that doesn't quite work. Oh yeah, he also has his queen watching it, so taking a pretty long time on this move. I'm also interested in... Okay, never mind. I was gonna say I could push this pawn and maybe try to trap the knight, but it has an escape square now. So let's just go ahead and take that. Prevent him from castling. Good. And go here. Not quite threatening anything. I mean, I'm threatening this bishop, but he can move it. Let's bring this knight in. See if he wants to trade it. Yeah. Take that back. Okay, let's start by just developing this bishop and try to be able to castle here. And this bishop is pretty bad the way it's closed off, so I'm not opposed to trading it off for the knight. So let's just castle and allow that trade. And I do have a rook on the file, same file as his king right now. Seems like it could be good if we can open things up. So maybe I'll end up pushing the pawn to f5. Let's just induce that trade, because he has a very active knight versus my very inactive bishop. Wait, does that? If he checks me and I just go here, his knight's under threat. Okay, it's not trapped. Well, if he pushes the pawn, I take, he takes, so it's not. Well, then I take again, so it's not quite trapped. Because he still has the rook covering it. Let's just go to there. So I think he needs to just push that pawn. Yeah. This will allow me to open up to his king a little bit. Let's threaten to take this pawn because he only has 2 defenders on it. And if he takes this, I take back. And nothing really happens though, I think. Okay, that makes sense to do, but oh, okay, no, it doesn't work. Let's just drop it back. We still have the same attack, but we're no longer under threat from the bishop. Okay, so I should be able to take. Oh, you know what I could do? I could actually push this pawn first. If he takes it, actually I don't know if that works. Yeah, it doesn't quite work. Let's just take this first. Now the knight is pinned to my queen, but if I can take the bishop with check, then it doesn't matter, I think. But if I could somehow get this push to work, push, take, yeah, that doesn't work because he has 2 defenders. If I could get this push to work, bishop moves and then the fork on the king and the queen. If there was a way to have that guarded, that would be nice. I don't know if there is though. Maybe if I push, no. Okay, so he moves his bishop there. Could slide the rook over, threaten the queen. If I go check, he takes, I take, he takes, I take. But then I just lose the knight in that scenario. I think I'll just get this rook. Actually, no, because then I only have one defender on here. Maybe this rook over. I think I like that. I mean, it would be also good to reactivate this bishop. Let's do the rook first. I think I slide the rook up in here. Maybe. Or this pawn would be unprotected if I move the bishop. Not exactly sure what to do here. Because all my pieces are a little bit stuck. And the knight's pinned. I mean, yeah, maybe I will just bring this rook up. But if he pushes this pawn, then I don't know. Let's just try that. I don't really like how bad this bishop is, though. It's basically just serving the role of a pawn here. Okay, if I push this pawn, then I do have another protector on the bishop, and then I can... Oh wait, no. No, I need the protector on the pawn, not the bishop, so it doesn't work. I could also just trade the bishop, because this bishop is kind of annoying, so I could trade the rook for the bishop. If I do this, he could take that, but then I have two attackers on this rook because it's no longer on that square where it's protected. But I think that works, right? He takes it with that. I think that works because it's check, he needs to take it, and then I have two attackers on the rook. Let's try that. My time's getting pretty low here. Good. He takes it with the bishop. Now I can take. So I get to trade my knight for his rook. I also can now take this pawn. I guess I could have done that for a while, I think, but I was worried about maybe some kind of threat with opening up his rook towards my king, but it seems like it's probably a good decision now. And the pawn defending this bishop is pinned now, so there might be a way to kick the queen out, and then maybe, yeah, I guess maybe if I get a double attack on him here, I might be able to win that bishop. Actually, no, I mean, I can just win it right now because he just moved the defender. Yeah, so I can just take it. For some reason, I was thinking that I still had to, like, remove the queen, but he did it for me. Okay, so he moved his king over. Let's just go ahead and take. Well, actually no. First, I need to get my rook to safety. We can threaten. Let's just take up this whole rank there. Just go back, Maybe bring the other rook in. And then I really need to open my bishop up, so I think I'm going to try to go ahead and do that. The time's getting a bit more even now. He's taking a while, so I don't think I'm too worried about time, even though I only have less than 2 minutes left. Actually, maybe I should just get here and... Well, no, because I can't do that. It would be good to trade the queens off, though. Alright, now his time is lower than mine. He's taken a while. I'm up 6 points. I think it would be hard for him to make a comeback here. It's down to less than a minute. He moves his king. I'm just gonna go ahead and try to open this up. Now he needs to take back because I'm threatening to win his knight, I think, if he doesn't. Unless he just hops the knight. Okay, he does just hop the knight back there. I guess in that case, I might as well just take the next pawn as well. Interesting. I'm not sure why. Oh no, never mind. I forgot. I have my bishop looking at the pawn. I was wondering why he didn't take with the rook, but yeah. Let's either double up the rooks or slide here. Probably here, and then I can double attack that pawn. That probably makes the most sense. And I can get the third rook in if I need to. I mean, he has the knight on it so far. I could kick that knight away with this. He's letting his time get super low here. I don't know if he's gonna pay attention to his time. Okay, yeah, he's paying attention. Let's... Two attackers. He only has one defender if I kick the knight. So if I kick the knight, where does it go? Go back to here. I think that's all he can do. So let's just do that. Then I think I can just take. Okay. Take. I mean, I can just take this as well with check. Oh, and that was checkmate actually. Yeah, because he had none of these squares from the pawns. Okay. Not bad. Let's take a quick look at the game review. Okay, my accuracy was not very good. It was only 68.2. So I definitely must have made some mistakes, but his was only 59.1, so my game rating is only 1,000. His is only 600. I had some misses. I'm curious. Well, let's just go there from the start. Just go through it real quick. Yeah, so I literally played like the wrong opening. I meant to play the Caro-Kann because I just tend to always play that, and I accidentally played d6 instead of c6. So What does it say what that is? Let me see. Okay, no, I'm not sure what it is. I'm not sure what opening it is. I think it might be the French, so let's see. So that was a mistake because I blocked my knight in. Him taking there was a mistake. Oops. It wanted me to bring the knight in first. He takes, then I take. So it didn't really like that I was allowing that knight trade there. It shows him having the advantage now just from that trade. Now the game's kind of even bouncing around. He has a little bit of an advantage here. Castling was a mistake. It wanted me to go ahead and push the knight out first with the pawn, which I do next. He should have traded, and now I have the advantage. And then basically for the rest of the game, he trapped that knight. It never really did anything. So here's where I had my first miss. Okay, yeah, so I ended up doing this later. It wanted me to go ahead and just do this, win this pawn here. Yeah, I think I was concerned with something happening with the rook, but I guess there wasn't really any reason to be careful of that. I could have just taken it right here. Accuracy. Take. Okay, so again, I think this is why my accuracy was pretty low this game, because it repeatedly wants me to make this move, and I didn't do it for a long time. So this counts as a miss. He had a miss here. Okay, so rook c4 was best. So that was a good move. Fork was a good move. Yeah, that was, I think that was the deciding move there of the game, because that allowed me to get those extra 3 points. I was already up 1 pawn, and now it was up a rook exchange. Then yeah, then the free bishop, and now the game was over. So I'll just go through the last couple moves here real quick. Yeah, okay, cool. All right, that's gonna do it for this game, and see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.